Well, today I decided to come all the way here to the stream to test the particles of the water. So usually in Dallas with filter and everything, well no, without filter, I think I had like 240 particles. So let's see how much a stream of water coming from the mountain has. Alright, so water as clear as I can be, particle tester, and let's see how much it has. So it's at 0, so now So 172. So all these minerals and stuff, I guess. So the amount of particles in the water in Oxapampa is only 48. So this has a lot more stuff in it for sure. Well, this is when life happens. Look at this road, just covered with, I guess, pumpkin. You can tell that everything is covered now. Something I learned from watching YouTube is the earth doesn't like to be naked. So it's always going to try to cover everything, to hide the earth. Let's walk around and see if we can cross this path. Wow. Look at this beautiful stuff. It's all covered now. I guess it's almost time for harvest. Well, when I guess the fruit starts coming out after the flowers. So yeah, you can tell here. The sun is out, finally. So yeah, I guess I can only see the sun every 10 a.m. And I believe this was the path for the cascade, which there's no path anymore. So I guess I won't be showing that. Well, let's see if I can find it again. I can hear the waterfall. Let's see if I can see it from here. Well, this is not the waterfall I was looking for. The one I'm looking for is way behind this part, but it's gonna be very difficult to pass by because the rain of the last year on December, it just flushed away a bunch of things, and and the amount of rain basically recreated all the plants. So now it's full of plants that need to be cut. Well, it has been nice exercise. I can hear the waterfall behind all this, but the entrance, I'll show you in a minute, has been basically overcome by life. This is way up in the property where the owner plans to build his house to. As you can tell, everything is green. 5 months and everything grows back. So gotta watch that. So if you can tell here, there's a water crossing. So where you see all this wood, that's the entrance of the other waterfall. And yeah, it's gonna take some time until I can go through it. Probably get a machete and start whipping. But I'm gonna have to ask, of course, coordination with the owner to go there. So it's gonna be like a adventure, like I guess the good old 1400s, where you just went through and found stuff and see what can be found. But whoops, but as you can tell, both water cross there, and before this was not as steep, so yeah, it's gonna be fun. Probably it's easy to go down, that's not a problem, and the amount of water is doable. Of course I don't want to jump into here, but probably can shower. But basically in that corner I can probably cut some stuff and then do my way into the jungle basically. For another time I'm gonna ask the owner if I can do it next week maybe, I don't know, let's see. But yeah, so probably the amount of water from those two streams just were super big, right, as we can see. So this is where the owner plans to build stuff, I think, all the way back there. He already flattened this part of the area. So this part of the area, it's definitely flat, but I would definitely think of putting some wall or contention. I mean, have some rocks, but I don't know if that will work. And that side is already the mountain, as we can see here too, mountain. Back into the nice road. Sorry, plant. It's not trying not to. Can't see anything. It's always scary, right? Okay. There's another here opening. I don't know what that is. But as you can tell, if I can show this up. So I've been walking about 350 meters. Nice app. From all the apps that I downloaded, this is kind of the best one. Mapulator, because the GPS field and the geo measure basically require internet, and this one does not require internet, and I can do measurements and a lot of little things that I'm trying to test right now. Like I can stop it, distance, circle, marker, area. You see that I have 380 meters, as we do it here in America, in South America. Well, metric side of the world also has a nice compass that sets me back to north, and I can measure area if I wanted to on a circular, so that's very helpful. I haven't tested everything, but it's pretty decent, and it's offline, so it's very good. So yeah, let's continue going down. So this is the area where probably the owner wants to build something. As you can tell, it's far away from the river. And something I noticed is that somewhere around there, there's water falling. So I guess he will see how to control that on his side. Because as you can tell, like, he cut a piece, and I'm not an engineer, but I believe you need a wall, a contention wall, muro de contención, because strong rain is gonna erode the side of the mountain, unless I don't know, plants can help with that. I don't know. So this was another area that we can probably follow a little better. So I believe the amount of water grew up here and went all through that, making the hole deeper. So it didn't expand as much sideways as deep, because this zone has a lot of rocks, as you can tell here. So as you can tell here, seems that water came, but it's not going anymore. But seems that somewhere around there, all the way there, there's water coming out. So another stream of water. Good if you need water, but I guess in a long run, you're gonna need to do something about this. Because it's as it drops, and the direction generates a lot more water, and you can tell that just keeps going and going and crosses down the main stream. Today is well, usually the days are colder in the morning because there's no sun, but when the sun comes out, everything heats up a lot. So as you can tell, this has a big stream that runs all the way back there and connects to the main stream, which was the reason the water crossed to the street, well, to the road, not street, to the main road, and the main road basically was cut because, as you can tell, there's no stop going through here. The only decent way is just to go through that. I guess the water that we saw is behind there somewhere, although there's some more water dripping here, so I believe that it's a lot of water crossing here, which I cannot see for now. So I guess back there, down there, is where the water just connects. Finally the sun comes out. Well, let's cross. So let's take a shot for ChatGPT and its analysis. Sun came out. All right, so okay, so I think I figured out where the other stream of water comes out, and it's right out there. This is how the road looks due to the water. Has to be a lot of water that actually just generated this stream. Now it's dry, and with the fix I put last week, well, it's drying up, and I guess next step is to just make it flat. And I think I was wrong. This, or no, actually, yeah, it seems that, yeah, the crossing is back there. So yeah, this is not part of my property. All these holes and things that need to be fixed if the owner wants to be able to build too. Because yeah, that's a lot of breaking of the road. So, okay. Whew. It's a lot of holes. Sun is strong in summer here. So yeah, I wanted to show the nice waterfall, but it's full of green, so I'm gonna have to make my way around there maybe next week. As you can tell, the road is really bad around this area. Man, the amount of water that came through here and the time, it's probably a small river at that time. Scary, yes, if you're here during that period of time. But one thing I learned of most of people living around here is first you build and then you see what the water navigates and see how it behaves, because you won't know until you're actually living here. So at least good that this happened, because now I can think countermeasures. So this is where my property basically starts, and you can see that it has a nice cut on the land, but this area I wasn't planning on cutting, but it did a nice Waterfall, which goes all the way there into the stream. So for sure needs to be fixed, and maybe a cross to push the water to that side, as the same direction, diagonal, would be probably efficient if it's already done by the nature. You can see there's another cut here, but I think for sure this needs to be filled. Needs to be filled, and probably, or just fill and just do a cut here to make the water just go. Because just in case, right? If it ever happens like this, if you can tell, most of the stuff it's higher than and lower in the other side, but water just decided to go this way. I love this area. Probably make some little ladder or steps to be able to go all the way down there. Of course not in winter, in rainy season, but seems it's a nice area for meditation if I can put it the right way. Very nice. You got a dream, right? You got a dream. You see, so this is part of my area already, so basically I can do something around there and see how it goes. Also, I need to generate power, so I think seeing where the area starts, actually I can do a measurement of how high. Well, I can just do an estimate, because I probably need to go there also probably next week or in the weeks ahead. I just want to see what's the elevation, and for that I have another app. It's called Trail Sense. So Trail Sense, from the point I can actually capture water. Let's do around here. So this shows me that I have 1,586 meters, and let's go walking a little bit just to see the degrees change from one place to the other. Although I do have a nice drop down there. So 1,576, 75. So that's the. Should I try to go down? What do you say? Probably I need to. All right, I made it. Damn. Don't ask me how. But now I'm in the waterfall. So I believe that part has enough water to help me power stuff. Wow. So yeah, so I guess that part is definitely enough water to power somewhere. So I guess I don't want to cut this tree, but definitely I can build somewhere there to power water, to power my hydro. And the good news is that I could also capture some kind of water there, like bomba de ariete or something like this, to pump up the water down. And this seems like area protector enough to do that and not lose it in case of a harder water stream. Let's walk a little on the other stream, part of the stream. So this is part of how it looks. Probably the water came really fast and moved all these rocks and stuff, but as you can tell, most of the soil here is between rocks and soil, so that's a good thing. Right. The way back, not using my camera here because it's too slippery, but this is all part of my property, so I believe that point there is very good for capturing water and power. Well, it keeps going, so I'm not sure where exactly I'm at, but I think it's doable.